Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's the next move? Let's find out in the charts here, shall we? Well, can Bitcoin manage to stay above this downward trend line if it comes back down? We're going to talk about that and then see where the hopium target is going to be in today's episode. So, oh my goodness, how is everybody doing out there? I know it's really boring, right? Everybody's suffering. Things are down, right? There's no good news anywhere, and we have to live through this bear market, right? I mean, clearly it had to come, and also, with the Fed printing, you're like, well, how's this possible? Yes, whilst the Fed is printing, they're also managing the price because they have to. They cannot allow Bitcoin and Ethereum to continue moving upwards because that would bring into question the use of the Federal Reserve and their job, if they're doing a good job or not. So they've been managing not only the price of Bitcoin but also the price of food. I'm telling you, and this is why you're seeing shortages in the grocery stores in North America. Oh, well, anyways, I'm going to be doing a more lengthy video on that subject, but let's go on to taking a look at the price action and see what we can trade, how we can trade this, right? And if you're interested in trading it, make sure you head over to bybit.davincij15.com and get a $4,100 bonus. Also at femex.davincij15.com and also receive a bonus there as well. Okay, let's get on to the charts, right? Because that's what we all want to do. Well, if you haven't been paying attention, you can see that I do have like a trend line here. Hopefully we hold that and we go all the way up to the 41,000, right? This is what we're looking for at the very least, right? But if we break above these two purple resistance lines, that's going to be very positive, especially since, the 200 period moving average on the 4 hours up there. That would be awesome. Then there's a higher likelihood that once we're above here, right, that we go all the way up to the 45-ish area zone. Then most likely coming back down, right, and then pumping off of that, going a lot higher. That is a hopium hopium scenario. I can tell you that from now. Right? If you want to sniff some hopium and you want to get in there, that's some hopium story right there. The most likely scenario, right, is the most improbable scenario is that we come in here, come back down, stick our heads up, and then down we go. That's the most likely scenario. But anything can happen, right? So I'm just saying what we will most likely see, and not what we want to hope to see. It sucks, I know, right? But that's just the way it is. The market is not fair. It's not easy. Deals a crippling blow, and we're gonna go sideways. And this is a trending market, so make sure. Not trending. This is ranging market. Ranging market, and then that means this is going to be a very choppy ride, up and down, sideways, left, right, and then but mostly heading in a downwards direction from here. Now, hopefully we don't break the 30K, and hopefully we don't. And maybe if we don't break this 33K, especially if we take longer here on this movement up, we have to stay well above the 33K, right, to really say, hey, you know what, this is going to be a positive outcome. We can look below it and then come back up and then test it above it, just above the 33K again, but that would be a real hopium scenario as well. So, a lot of hopiums, right? So if we come up here, right, and back down, like we do this, what I expected, right, something like that, and then come back down. Whoops! Oh darn! There we go. Let me undo that, and then we come back down. Like we come up, wherever, and then come back down. right? We don't want to go all the way down. We want to come back up after that. Then we can see some positive action, positive signs that we might be get a chance to break out. Unlikely that's going to happen, but again, we're looking for some hopium here. The most likely scenario, unfortunately, is this, something like this, where we go like this up here, go boom, boom, a little bit higher. Okay, losing it. There we go. And now, hang on. So once again, a little bit higher, and then back down here, then down, and then back down, and like this, and a little bit lower, and then finally we're gonna break. That is the most likely scenario, and unfortunately, hopefully it's not the real scenario, but it's the most likely one. All right, for Ethereum, right? Well, before we go into Ethereum, if you're noticing all the buys and sells, and you want to get it in some piece of that action, you can head over to payments.rockinbrainer.io. Especially if you go over here and you own some DJ15 tokens, you're going to be rewarded, because I'm going to be buying up with the money, that percentage of money I earn. I'm going to be buying up the DJ15 tokens and burning them. So make sure that you're an owner of the RockinBrainer by following this link and not any others. Alrighty, so yeah, alrighty. Also, let's just go over to referrals page, right? If you don't like purchasing, you're not interested in purchasing the RockinBrainer because it might be too expensive for you or whatever the reasons, you can just sign up for any of these affiliates here, and yeah, you can participate, and then also earn some also whatever revenue I gain from that, I will also use that to buy and burn the DJ15 tokens. All right, so let's head over to this Ethereum, right? Ethereum, it looks like it's rolling over, but most likely it's just gonna pump here all the way to very least a 200 period moving average, $3,000 mark. We can see the same kind of trend line happening, right? If we click on the trend line and then we draw it right here, right? You can see exactly another trend line that's showing up on Ethereum. So it's got to hold that there trend line so that we can say that we're going to pump up all the way up to $3,000 or somewhere around there. And yeah, and then this is positivity, right? Most likely we're going to come down to the trend line. And that's probably where you might want to pick up some buys. If you take this to risk trade all the way up to $3,000 mark. Let's head over to the crypto bubbles. Oof, nasty. Well, I'm in the process of getting out of some of these alts, unfortunately, a little bit on the late side, because, well, if you can see here, we pumped heavily off of this bottom here, right, where I thought for sure we were gonna break, and then that was it. It was like party with the altcoins, but no, it went the other way. And it's not like it can't break down here, it's just unlikely because of the bullish divergence. Like, we have multiple bullish divergences, right? Which I forgot to mention before in other programs, right? Like, multiple. Let's take a look at them all. This is a bullish divergence right here, confirmed up here. Then it looked like it failed, and then now we created a new bullish divergence from here to there, and from the bottom here, from this bottom to this one over here. It's ridiculous, right? So we've got a double whammy of bullish divergences, which is extra bullish. I mean, super extra bullish, that we cannot ignore that, and we ignore it only at our peril. So obviously I'm not going to. Now, some might argue that this bullishness is borne itself out, and there is an argument for that, but this usually plays out like you see how we confirmed the bullishness of the bigger bullish divergence, and so now we tend to, like, after the confirmation, come back down, only to create another leg up higher. So that's the most likely scenario, but it's not guaranteed. Why is that not guaranteed? Why can't we come up with a guaranteed a result when you're doing technical analysis? Well, for several reasons. One is the market is based on people's choices, not on anything else. And so people make some irrational choices from time to time, and which causes the market to goes in the direction that's not what TA expected. Not only that, if there is ever a fundamental event that was not predicted, right, that was not planned, that people did not see, the majority did not see at least, right, then that can cause markets to go against what technical analysis is telling you. So these are the reasons why we can see, right, markets do something completely different. And then finally, of course, right, you could have like actors manipulating the market, and then people just all of a sudden just irrationally start buying something because they feel they believed it's going to work. So again, you can see a gap down here. So not surprised if we come back down to the gap, because look at that. The 61.8 is right at the gap, so that's probably not coincidence. So expect us to see a small little bit of rally with the alts in the next little while, as this comes back down to the gap and probably fills the gap completely with a candle body. But look at that, we're leaving a gap on the upwards, on the way down. So keep that in mind. All right. Well, it might be over for the little old lady, but hey, it's not quite over. It's till the fat lady sings. And so just remember, although you might want to sell some of these coins at a higher price maybe, or whatever, let's just say you wanted to sell some, there's always going to be a bottom here somewhere. So make sure that, if this thing breaks the bottom here, which is probably will, probably not right now because we've already been oversold, but once we do, right, you could find a bottom on this coin somewhere and be able to buy it at a new bottom, and then it goes higher and gives you the little lady, gives you the double, half on a double. So, but I would be careful with this particular coin, Alice, because you can see that people are leaving the coin. Okay, well, with that said, remember, right, you can use the little lady strategy to earn more Bitcoin. Probably not the best time for that right now, but you can still learn the little lady strategy, and it will eventually be applied for you and make you some money, real money, which is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's real. Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it. Peace.